Maths in a minute or two. This lesson is going to be about multiplication and division rules of indices. So I'm going to start with the multiplication rule. I'm going to show you why it works first, and then I'm just going to show you the quick way of doing it. So 2 to the power of 3 multiplied by 2 to the power of 4. Now what you'll notice here is that the base numbers are both the same. So that means we're dealing in just 2's. So if you were to write this out in full, 2 to the power of 3 or 2 cubed would give you 2 times 2 times 2. And 2 to the power of 4 would give you 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. And we're multiplying them. So we've basically got a long string of 2's, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we've actually got 2 to the power of 7. Now we don't need to evaluate this, or that means work out the actual answer, unless it says the word evaluate. So if it says leave in index form, this is what the answer is. So as you can see, to get from the first answer here, all you have to do really is to add 3 and 4 together. So 3 add 4 tells you how many 2's there were, so the answer is 2 to the power of 7. Now if we apply that to the next one without writing it all out first, all we have to do is we check first of all that these two numbers are the same, because if they're not, we can't do it at all. So 4 to the power of 7 times 4 to the power of 4, we simply add the indices. 7 add 4 is 11, so it's 4 to the power of 11. And now we can try it with a letter as well. As long as this letter is the same, it's the same thing as having two numbers the same. So this is going to be A, and we simply add 8, add 5, which is 13. So it's going to be A to the 13, e to the power of 13. And that's it. You simply add the indices. Now when you are dividing, I'm going to show you again on the first one why it works. So 2 to the power of 5 would mean 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, and do a dividing by 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, which is 2 to the power of 4. Now if you think about cancelling out, 2 goes into 2 once and into 2 once, 2 goes in once and in once, 2 goes in once and in once, 2 goes in once and in once. So the whole top turns out to be 1 times 1 times 1 times 1 times 2. And the whole bottom turns out to be 1 times 1 times 1 times 1, which is 1, and 2 divided by 1 is 2. So the whole answer is 2. Now 2 can also be written as 2 to the power of 1. And as you can see, if you were to take the 5 and the 4 and subtract them this time, you would get your 1. So this time you subtract the indices. Again, as long as that base number is the same. So let's try that on the second one. 4 to the power of 7 divided by 4 to the power of 4 is simply going to be 4 to the power of whatever 7 minus 4 is, which is 3. So this is going to be 4 to the power of 3. And it works the same when there's a letter, as long as the letter is the same. So a to the power of 8 divided by a to the power of 5 would give us 8 minus 5, which is 3. So this is going to be a to the 3. Sometimes this might turn out to be a negative power if the number on the top was lower than the bottom. So for example, if you had 7 to the power of 3 divided by 7 to the power of 8, you would still do the first, take the second. So this would become 3 minus 8, which is negative 5. So this would become 7 to the power of negative 5. But you always take the second number from the first number of the powers, and that's it.